Welcome back, you gorgeous weirdos. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm so glad you're here. How are y'all doing? I'm doing awesome. Thanks for asking. So today we're going to do a full decal application. These decals from Nails in a Coffin are so freaking beautiful. I think we're going to go for the candy corn sweater vibe. I'm just going to go ahead and dehydrate my nails real quick, which I don't even know if they needed. My nails and my skin, y'all, dry as dirt. I don't even know.
I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt.
Yep, I just did that. Anyways, I'm going to get on my peel off base coat. I'm going to do it off camera so you don't have to sit and watch peel off base coat dry on my nails. I do peel off base coat just because I do nails so frequently. I don't leave them on very long at all. But I'm going to get into basic dip application. You do not need dip powder to do decals at all. I just like to have some sort of an overlay on my natural nails, mostly because they will break usually otherwise. But you can do decals over literally anything, over dip powder, acrylic, which is essentially the same thing as dip powder, builder gel, poly gel, whatever you have on your nails. Even on your natural nails, you can do the decals. And I'm going to show you how to do the full decal, the full nail decal. If you want to see just a tiny little decal, I'll leave that video up in the eye for you guys. But for the full cover decal, I know it can be a little intimidating and complicated and confusing, but I'm going to break it down for you, show you how to do it. Super duper simple. I'll make sure to leave everything that I'm using, including the decals, linked down below in the description box for you guys. So I want to talk a little bit about candy corn real quick. I'm not going to really talk through dip powder too much because you have probably seen me do this 1.5 million times. If you're new, hi, I'm Marlakris. I'm glad you're here. If you want to get some help on how to do dip powder nails at home, step-by-step, real-time application, I'll leave that detailed video up in the eye for you to check out. But candy corn, okay. I'm emphatically anti-candy corn. And it's a very political, polarizing conversation, and I feel like I have it every year, but we have a lot of new subscribers here, so we're going to have it again. Are you team candy corn or are you team anti-candy corn? If you're team candy corn, go ahead and leave the candy corn emoji down in the comment section. Is there even a candy corn emoji? I don't know. If there is, I don't know. Find it and leave it down in the comment section. But if you're anti-candy corn, leave me like a face, some kind of face that's like yucky, like the scrunched up face. That's my favorite face emoji, by the way, the scrunchy, like wet face. I don't know what to call it. It's the look of disgust. Like the pure ick, ew. That's my favorite emoji face. Leave me your favorite emoji face down below. Anyways, my house is kind of split. Myself, my daughter Beck, and my son Andrew, none of us like candy corn at all. It doesn't exist to us. But Mia and Riley, they love candy corn. Mia specifically, she likes the candy corn pumpkins. She won't eat the regular candy corn, only the candy corn pumpkins. And I have tried both of them. I don't think there is a difference, but if you think there is, comment down below and let me know, because the candy corn, I don't know what it is. For me, it's kind of on the same level as black licorice. It's just horrible. Who eats this stuff? If you're a black licorice person, or even like those licorice Mike and Ikes, are you okay? Who hurt you? Like, who eats these things? I don't understand. As far as Halloween candy goes, I mean, I can pretty much eat all of it. There's not a whole lot I don't like, with the exception of the candy corns. It is not for me. I don't like it. I don't like it. Do you have a favorite Halloween candy? Actually, what's funny is, so I swear Riley is like my spirit animal. Her and I are both obsessed with Mounds and Almond Joy. We go through these things like crazy, especially during certain times of the month. If you know, you know. But none of the other kids like Almond Joys or Mounds. So every time there's Halloween candy, or any time really, because, I mean, candy is candy, whether it's Halloween or not, we know that those candies are safe for us. And specifically, she likes the Almond Joys. I like the Mounds because I'm a dark chocolate kind of girl. So we never have to worry about our candy getting thieved. Everything else, though, up for grabs. If you don't eat it, someone else in the house will. Which is kind of the theme of my household at the moment. I swear, groceries, I have 4 kids in my house. If you didn't see my life update about my new addition to my house, my extra kid, I'll leave that video up in the eye for you to watch. But I do have a new kid in my house. My son's girlfriend moved in, and now I have 4 kids in my house. 4 kids, 5 cats. I swear the groceries in my house, I can't keep them in my house long enough. I feel like all these kids do is freaking eat. I don't know where they put it either because they're all so little. They're tiny kids. Even my son. I mean, they're not like big kids. They're scrawny string bean kids, but they eat literally. It's always feeding time at the zoo over here in my house. I don't even want to look at my debit card statements to see how much I'm spending on groceries a month. It is literally insanity. Anyways, I know y'all feel me on that one. So what are we doing? I dipped into my white. I'm going to use one of those white nails to be the background for my decal. Decals, let's get back to nails, shall we? So decals sit best over a very light background because for the most part they're transparent. So I like to use a white pretty much always underneath my decal. If you wanted to use the whipped cream glow kini instead, this will look amazing. It will glow through the decal so beautifully. If you didn't catch my last upload with the glow in the dark ghosties, same idea. I'll leave that one up in the cards. This black I'm using, if you've been around for a minute, then you've seen me already rave about this black dip powder from Modelones. It's amazing. Full coverage in 2 dips, completely opaque, no staining. Doesn't stain my skin, doesn't stain my base brush, doesn't stain my activator. I love it with my whole entire heart. It is amazing. If you like a black nail, which I'm a huge fan of, I would rock black nails every day, every week, every month, every year for the rest of my life if I could. My favorite color by far. Why? Because it's the color of my soul, as I say. Anyway, if you like a good black, this is a phenomenal black dip powder. You can probably use it as acrylic too. Dip is acrylic, acrylic is dip. It's essentially the same stuff. Most of the time it is interchangeable. You can use dip with monomer. You can use acrylic with dip liquids and gel liquids. For the most part, there are exceptions. Sometimes it just doesn't work depending on the formulation, but for the most part, they are all interchangeable. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this application. I am going to activate. I'll come back and show you a little bit of my filing routine in case you haven't seen that yet. My filing routine is super duper simple. I don't like to overcomplicate things. I used to be a big fan of the e-file. I used to use it constantly all the time. But I have found recently that my application has gotten to a point where I no longer need an e-file, which is magnificent. Work smarter, not harder, right? If you can really hone in and nail down, I definitely intended that pun, your dip application, then you will have way less work to do later. So as mentioned, I'm going to finish up this dip application. This is the second coat of the black going down. Then I'm going to clear cap, and I'll show you a little bit of my filing and buffing before we get into the decals. So this is why I like to activate one color at a time, because by the time I'm done with my black nails, the white ones are already solidified and ready to file. So the first thing I'm going to do is go around my cuticle line, sidewalls, and free edge with this very, very thin wooden nail file. I love this nail file so much. It gets right into that gap between the skin and the dip powder along the cuticle line. I just find that it makes life so much easier to really get a nice, smooth, rounded cuticle. It's a 100/180, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. Could be a 150/180. I'm not entirely sure. But it's a very fine grit file, so it doesn't take away too much length around your free edge. It's not going to take away too much product. Then I'm going to go over the entire nail with this 100/180 sponge buffer. This is going to smooth out any uneven texture on the nail. It's not going to get it ultra smooth, just smooth enough to where the nail is going to be properly contoured. It's not going to have bumps and lumps all over the place. You can really get this nail perfected with the sponge buffer. If you want to use a regular hand file, you totally can, but I like the sponge buffery thing. And then I'm going to get it ultra smooth with a 240 grit buffing block. This is going to get my nail completely ready for top coat, decals, nail art, whatever it is you want to do on top of your nails. It's also going to make sure my free edge is nice and smooth. And then I'm going to dust off any of that debris. And I'm going to file the rest of my nails. So once you have your nails all filed and ready to go, before you do anything else, you're going to want to either do one of two things. You're going to want to get up and wash your hands, or what I like to do, because if I get up and wash my hands, I'm going to wind up doing dishes because my ADHD brain that's the way I work. So what I like to do is I'll take my scrubby manicure brush and some alcohol, the rubbing kind, not the drinking kind. I mean, I won't judge, but I had to specify. And I'm going to just get off any of that dust, debris, pigment that might be left on the skin, and this will get my nails completely prepped and ready for whatever I'm going to do next, even if it's just top coat. So decals. I'm going to start by cutting out my decal. Now decals are on a clear, transparent background, so you want to cut the decal as close to the image as possible without destroying it. And this is going to make life easier for you. It's going to be less excess to clean up later. And I will show you how to remove the excess decal, because I know everyone's nails are different. My nails are a little bit on the larger side. However, these decals they fit my nails perfectly. They're wide enough to fit all of my nails, which is great. So once you have the decal cut out and ready to go, we're going to prep the nail. I'm going to prep the nail with some gel base coat. That's going to give me a sticky surface to put my decal down. You do not need to use gel. You can use a sticky base coat from like Maniology. They have a great one. It's just regular nail polish, but it dries very tacky, and that'll give the decal something to grab onto and stick to. You don't need any base coat. You can do this just over your dip powder, builder gel, whatever overlay you have going on. But I find it easier to use a sticky, tacky something. You can even use nail primer. Anything that will dry tacky would be good to use. So I'm going to get a coat of the gel base. I'm using Sassy Mouth gel products, and I'm going to cure that for a full 30 seconds. I'm going to let this level out for a second. As you can see, these gel liquids level out so beautifully and quickly, which is why I love these gels so much. They're HEMA-free, by the way, in case you haven't seen me use them before. I love these gel liquids. So while my nail is curing, I'm going to go ahead and get my decal in the water. I'm using a stamper and the lid to the stamper, just what I had on hand. The stamper, though, I love using a stamper for decals. It just makes life so much easier. So I'm going to get the decal soaking. It doesn't need to soak very long. I'm literally leaving it in the water for maybe 15 to 20 seconds. That's all you need. So you can do this literally while your nail is curing. Once your nail is done curing, you're ready to go. So I'm going to fish out my decal with some tweezers, put it on my stamper as soon as I remove the cat hair from the stamper. Once I have it on there, I'm going to very gently slide that white paper backing off the decal. And here is my decal ready to go. There is some excess water on the decal, and that can get trapped under the decal if you apply it right away. So I'm going to take a lint-free wipe. You can use a paper towel. And I'm just going to dab off any of that water. So when I put it on the nail, there's no water under that decal. Now I'm going to apply it to the nail, and it's really as easy as lining it up on the nail exactly where you want it. You can move it around a little bit once it's on the nail, but I like to get it right the first time sometimes, all the time, most of the time. I'm going to line it up where I want it and then press it down. And then your decal is applied to the nail. But as you can see, there is a good amount of excess around my cuticle line and on the sidewalls and a little bit hanging over the free edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a cleanup brush and a little bit of acetone, and I'm very carefully going to go around the perimeter of the nail where the excess decal is and basically melt away any of that excess decal, and that'll make it super clean, super smooth, and this will also kind of melt the decal to the edges of your nail, which will help it to adhere better after you top coat and all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to let you guys watch. I'm going to throw on my top coat and then I'll come back with the final look. So I went ahead and applied my gel top coat. Again, you can use your dip liquids if you want, or you can use regular nail polish to top coat, whatever your preference is. And this is the finished look. These are so stinking cute. It's kind of like candy corn chic. Is that what we're going to call this? Candy corn chic? I just feel like this is perfect for Halloween, perfect for fall, perfect for the office if you can't wear crazy nails to work. Here's what they look like from the side and from the front. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down below. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Feel free to stick around. We'd love to have you as part of the Manny fam. I hope the rest of your day is as beautiful as you are, and I will catch you in the next one. Love you. Bye.